Hi, everybody from San Diego. It's Scott. I'm just running back here to jump on a conference call and take care of some business, but I'm here at Social Media Marketing World. We've got, I don't know what, a couple thousand, 2,500 folks that are here in San Diego learning more about social media marketing and learning more about social media. I'm using the Ecamm program, and part of the reason that I did that was I was just at the Ecamm booth talking with the folks from Ecamm. So it was pretty cool to see them and see how they use the program and all the things that they're doing there. Hey, Ann, good to see you. Hope you're doing great. It's a beautiful day here in San Diego. A little after 4 o'clock here, of course, 7 o'clock East Coast U.S. wherever you are in the world. It was really interesting to listen to other presentations that were going on here at Social Media Marketing World because of a couple of things. One is that so many folks have gotten into social media, whether it's Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, LinkedIn. A lot of discussion about TikTok being one of the new platforms that was here that was really interesting. But so much of it, we've kind of taken the personality out of it. In other words, bots are responding to bots, and everybody's trying to push something on you. And I spoke yesterday. Had, I don't know, 600 folks, something like that, in the room. And part of what I was saying was that it's got to get back to people talking to people. I mean, it's social media, and you got to be really clear about who you are, and you've got to be very precise about what your philosophy is, and that everything grows from that, as opposed to trying to push too hard or trying to sell too much. So I just want to get on here and say thank you. So many folks follow what I do online, and I'm so grateful for that. And I just don't think people say thank you nearly enough. I talk about the customer experience, and one of the people at the Kajabi booth asked me, what's the main thing you say about, hey, Marco, Mexico City, gosh, it's great to see you. Thank you very much. Talene, how are you? You bet. People need to talk to people. Thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, so much has been this pre-programmed. I mean, for example, everything that you see that I do on social media, whether it's Instagram or whatever it is, I'm actually doing that. I don't have anybody do that for me. And one of the big things here was they were trying to get people to, here's people who manage your social media. Now, I get that if you're Wendy's, I get it if you're Home Depot, that you got to have somebody managing your social media. But for an individual, an author or a speaker, I think you lose something when that happens. A friend of mine, Mark Liebman, who is here, and he is a financial advisor with LPL Financial, based in Nebraska. One of the great guys, a terrific person. And I mean, part of why Mark's clients trust Mark is because he's the one that you see on the screen, but also you can just tell it's him. There's a voice. I can hear his voice in my head when I read his stuff online. So I think we're going to be more discriminating about the people that we listen to. Oh, thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. The people that we listen to. Yeah, it's more authentic when you do it. And don't you think, Ann, that people can tell? Hey, Jeff, good to see you, my friend. Don't you think people can tell? I mean, I think if somebody else posted it, sooner or later, people could tell that it's it's not the person that that you think it is. So Jeff Weimer, my friend, is on here. We were supposed to connect in Vegas, and I ended up booking a last minute thing in Seattle, and went up there and didn't get a chance to see him when he was there for the race. So Jeff, I'm sorry I missed you. Sorry I missed you in Vegas. I didn't get to see our friends with Diamond Rio, but catch up with you next time. Alan, good to see you. So I appreciate it. Thank you. So that's what I want social media to be about, and I follow just about everybody that's posted here right now, and I love reading what's going on in your life, and I love keeping up and keeping in touch with what's happening, because it's it's part of how we stay connected in today's disconnected world. It's going to be really interesting seeing what happens with everything that we're seeing about the coronavirus and everything else. I just had a meeting I was supposed to be speaking to in Singapore that is going to be. They said it's not going to be canceled, but we're probably going to move it to someplace else. And it's just going to be interesting to see what the response is there, somewhere between what in the world is happening. Hey, Leanne, how are you in Australia? So good to see you. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here on a global basis. Is it certainly is serious. I'm not diminishing that, but I think a dramatic overreaction that wrecks the economies, um, in some ways, is as significant of a problem as the virus itself. It's hard to know where that line is, right, between what's the right thing to do and what's an overreaction that causes people to lose jobs and destroys economies. It's hard to know what the right thing is. So we're going to be interested to see how that plays out. But our ability to connect via social media and our ability to connect online is part of what keeps us grounded, even as the world seems to be going crazy. So anyway, I'm just here in San Diego. Just wanted to take a minute and say thank you. I appreciate so much that people watch what I do and all that. And I just don't think that's said enough. Oh, no kidding, Alan, in Orlando. Wow, that's amazing. And off to Bali in 10 days, not stopping my holiday for the virus. Yeah, I got you. I remember, and I hope this didn't come out wrong. All right, so if I don't say this right, please give me another chance to correct it. Oh, thanks, Talene. That means a lot. I appreciate that. When 9/11 happened, there were meetings that were canceled right around 9/11, as you might imagine, for security reasons, as should have been. We had to see what the situation was. But there were other meetings canceled that were later on, and events that didn't happen. And we found out later it was really for cost savings by the organization, not because they were that concerned about security, because the situation kind of played out. We were further down the line. I hope that doesn't happen here. I hope that doesn't happen here. You're supposed to go to Orlando. See, I mean, there's like I said, it's a huge conference I'm speaking at here, and they have the hand sanitizers out in the hall, and who knows? I mean, you hope not. I hope in a couple of weeks we don't find somebody's caught an illness, but I think it's kind of like what was said after 9/11. If we shut everything down, boy, the long lasting effects of that could be great. I mean, at least from what I'm no doctor, and again, if I misstate something here, please give me another chance to correct it. But I think we're going to have to pay more attention to washing our hands, pay more attention to sanitizing our hands, and everybody's going to have to pay more attention to a lot of things. But I just hope we don't shut the world down, and then people lose their jobs and situations happen, and that are kind of hard to replace. So it's a crazy time right now, isn't it? But I just know this conference went on without a hitch, and everybody seems to be happy and healthy, and things are good here. Of course, I understand it says that you won't know anything for a little while, but it's really something. Work in healthcare. Yeah, just practice good hygiene, Debbie. Yeah. I mean, here's a statistic that bothers me. All right. Debbie, you'd know the number better than I, but I think it's something like 50,000 people in the United States die every year from the flu. And people still don't get a flu shot. I mean, I know there's some people that don't, they have a reaction to it or they don't want it. I get that. But, I get a flu shot every year, and it's just part of what you do. It's prevention. I try to, because I travel all the time. I'm always on planes and everything. And I carry the hand sanitizer. I'm careful to wash my hands. I've noticed here at this conference, a lot of people are doing the fist pump rather than shaking hands and all that. But gosh, there's a point. So do you agree with that, Debbie? Sounds bizarre. They are thinking just in case they have to be quarantined. Yeah, I was reading today. There's a company that I'm familiar with and done some work for, and they say if you've traveled, if you've been on a plane, don't come to work for the next 2 weeks. Or, work out of your house for the next 2 weeks. That just strikes me as a little severe. Maybe not. Again, I'm not a doctor. I could be very, very wrong with this. But, I know that we've overreacted in a lot of things, like Y2K 20 years ago. Not that we shouldn't react. Please don't misunderstand me. That's not just bury our head in the sand, don't worry about it. But, Debbie, as you said, if we started being smarter about... I saw these folks on the plane the other day. Plane I was on, and the mother and the kids, they had the masks on, the whole bit, and then the mother sat there and was rubbing her eyes almost the entire flight. And he's like, the mask isn't going to help you if you keep rubbing your eyes the whole flight. It's so, it's one of those things I don't know if there is a right answer, but we need to talk about it. But anyway, I kind of got off the subject. I'm just at this big conference and just noticed people are doing their job. They're going to the conference, they're learning, they're sharing, great experience, and I've learned some great things from it, grown from it, and it kind of gets me that I hope we don't shut things like that down. So, hey, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I hope wherever you are in the world that you are practicing good hygiene. I never thought I'd say that. I hope that you're safe. When are you heading back to Australia? Yeah, I see that's part of the deal too. I don't know because of the travel restrictions that the company's putting in place and all that kind of thing. So we're kind of in a holding pattern on some of that, Leanne. But I will certainly let you know. What's it say? Is TikTok here to stay? And people here. My opinion is different than the opinion of a lot of people here. My opinion is it's super popular and it's going to get hot and then it's going to trail off because it's kind of like we've done. Remember, everybody was using that app that would make your face look older. You'd see what you look like 20 years from now or whatever it was. But you don't hear about that like you did 3 months ago. And my opinion is that TikTok is super hot right now and it's going to get hotter for a little period of time. And then it's not going to be as popular as it is now. A lot of the people here, so I could be very, very wrong because a lot of the people here think, it's going to get to the level of Instagram and Twitter where it stays there. So we'll see. I do know that when I start watching TikTok, then I look at the clock. TikTok, and I can't believe that I've been watching these silly little videos for 30 minutes, 60 minutes. It sends you down the rabbit hole. I mean, it is so engaging. I've not done a TikTok, but I sure love watching them. They're really some funny stuff on there. So it'll be interesting. I think it's more of a fun site than it's going to be one where we connect. Right? It's a performance site, not a connection site. So it'll be interesting. But there's sure some funny videos on there. All right, I got to get on to my next session here, but I just wanted to jump on real quick to say thank you, because if there's anything I've been reminded of at this conference, it is how I am grateful for people that take the time to watch what I have to say. So hope you have a great day wherever you are in the world, and I look forward, can't wait to see you do a TikTok. Marco, that might end my career right there. Just one little video might be all it takes to shut this thing down. So I look forward to talking to everybody again soon. Thank you so much, and I'll see you sometime again soon here. Thanks.